Hey, what is up guys? So, Stratos at 3, is it broken? We'll find out on this exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z. But anyways, yeah guys, we're using that new GX ban list using triple Stratos. We've tried out a lot of different builds that you guys are going to be seeing off in these replays. It's actually me playing for once. I know we do a lot of replays from you guys, the viewers, which if you guys want to send in replays, the replay email is down below in the description box. It's just azneyesreplays@gmail.com. But anyways, yeah, send me the replay files. I definitely do check those out. But for once, like I said, we're actually playing some new heroes. So I was really excited to try out the new GX ban list. And this is what you guys are seeing. It's a separate ban list, so some of the cards that you guys are seeing, you guys normally won't see because they are banned. So I tried out a lot of different builds. There's an artifact build, and I'll give you guys a short little deck profile. It's not even really a deck profile. It's just to show off some of the other builds that we were messing around with. Some of them aren't even good. We just played with them because they were fun. As you guys know, during the live stream, I'm here to entertain you guys. And also, one of my favorite things to do in Heroes is to Absolute Zero and then Mass Hero Acid by changing the Absolute Zero into Mass Hero Acid. And then you can destroy all the monsters, all the spell traps. It just feels really good. I just love doing that because it could also disrupt plays too. Like this guy over here, he's going to go ahead and attack. But I'm like, you know what? Let's go ahead and go Mass Hero Acid. Let's go blow up all the monsters and then get rid of all the back row. Really good stuff indeed, and then he gets his trick clown back. But Stratos at 3, is it actually broken? And I don't really think so. Some of you guys can comment down below. Let me know how you guys feel about Stratos at 3 using that Yu-Gi-Oh! GX ban list. If you guys haven't seen the video where it has all the new ban lists, I'll leave it down below in the description box. It's designed specifically for tournaments. It's not like the official ban list for every single tournament. It's just separate formats for some other players to have fun with, but it is going to be in some tournaments. You can see heroes are relatively strong. Look at that triple Stratos right there. It's so cool to see it. But like I said, guys, some of the stuff is more obscure. Like some of the stuff you'll see, you're like, wait, that's kind of broken. Why aren't you playing Bubble Man? That'd be really good. The rules for the GX ban list, guys, it says no synchros, no exceeds, so there's a lot of stuff you can't run. Heck, we're even running Dark Arm because we're doing Disc Commander. Disc Commander, a crazy good card. But in this format, it's not as good as you'd think. It can be good. I think one Disc Commander can be pretty decent, just because you have that ability to call the Haunted Stratos, get Stratos' effect over and over. Really good stuff. And on top of that, you're not playing against Pendulum, so there's very little use out of Stratos to destroy multiple back row. But nonetheless, it's a lot of variety here, and again, you guys will see it. So here's the Disc Commander card that I was talking about. This card is actually banned, but again, we're using a GX ban list. Real simple effect of Disc Commander. I'm just going to go over its effect real quick, because it is an older card that a lot of you guys never even heard about this boy. So anyways, when this card is spelled someone from the graveyard, draw 2 cards. So that effect is actually really good. You don't have to technically immediately just go for a Call of Haunted play. There's actually a Mass Hero that can bring it out. But this card does have that effect where it has to be actually summoned from the graveyard, so it's pretty much Call of the Haunted, Oasis, and there might be some other obscure cards, Pinpoint Guard. There's other cards that special summon it from the graveyard, but you get to draw 2 cards, so that's really good. He's very bad at attack and defense, but nonetheless, drawing 2 cards off of 1, it's always a plus. And on top of that, it's a monster, and it also is dark. So I was trying out Dark Armed and a lot of different things just to try out other builds. And a lot of people were playing heroes in this. Some people were playing decks that weren't heroes. Like the first one you saw with the Cubics, that was not related to heroes at all. But the guy still was he was playing some of the hero stuff. He just mixing in stuff, and it's interesting to see what people come up with. He goes ahead and makes an Anki. And he goes and attacks me directly because he was afraid, of course, I can make this into another Anki, but I had a nice change here if he was to attack into me. But anyways, yeah, Stratos at 3, it's pretty decent. I won't say it's even that important to play 3 Stratos. I feel like 2's enough. The reason why, guys, is because, again, if you're going to be playing cards like Disc Commander and cards like Call of the Haunted, you can get back your Stratos. And a first turn Stratos doesn't open up that much, honestly. If you guys play Mirror Match, you understand what I'm talking about. We played a ton of Mirror Match in some of these replays. We played this one, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and exit that one. But we played a ton of heroes, as you guys have seen. And what's crazy is Infernoids are actually super good in this because there's no extra deck, so that means you don't have to deal with any... well, there's no extra deck other than fusion monsters. I guess he got lucky going first, because if I went up first, maybe he would have got a Dark Law. And Dark Law pretty much eats up Infernoids pretty fast. But Infernoid's pretty crazy. This is more of just a funny replay for you guys that I wanted to share. He goes ahead and reasonings for infinite amount of cards, and he sends one more, and then he goes Monster Grace send. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, I probably lose this, but I was going to sit there and I was going to play it out because I was like, you know what? I want to see if I can beat Infernoids. I felt like they probably had a good matchup if they went first and they dumped all their cards in the graveyard. Then he sent his entire deck, and I was really confused at this point. This build that you guys are seeing is an artifact build. I think honestly the artifact build is probably the best build in Heroes. The reason why is because you got to deal with Dark Law. He just gamed himself. I just thought that was really funny, and it's to show off that you don't have to play Heroes in the GX ban list. You guys can play whatever you really want. I mean, you're just using that new ban list that's for that era. But again, a lot of people were playing Heroes. A lot of people were just playing interesting things, which I liked. There was a few people playing the Magician Girls. There was one guy that got out Secret Village, and I literally couldn't play. Like, I had 8 spells, I had a bunch of draw power, and I literally just couldn't do anything. I got rid of this card as quickly as possible because I didn't want to have no D2 shield or anything to protect that card, because I lost against that, and it was literally I had like Rhoda, I had like E-Call, I had like a bunch of cards. I literally couldn't Yu-Gi-Oh! So that was one deck that I lost to, and this one was like a, what was it even? Is this the White Dragon Ninja lock? That's what this one was. So there's a lock where you get White Dragon Ninja, and it can't, you really can't get rid of it. And if they make it so like you're limited on your extra deck, a lot of decks have a problem with that. Because again, remember guys, all the synchros are banned, all the exceeds are banned. So yeah, it was pretty much, it's mostly just fusions from like the hero era. I think like most of the Shaddolls were also banned, but yeah, anyways, this guy wasn't following the ban list, but I thought it was kind of a cool duel nonetheless. This one was actually, a lot of you guys liked this one because you guys made me pay 8 till he died. It wasn't the best idea, I will definitely admit that, but it was entertaining, and you guys said to do it, and I was like, alright, you guys respect, just do it! So we did it, man. We went ahead and we just did it, man. We were able to get rid of him by essentially making him pay 8 till death, and then he eventually got off a pretty decent little play. But dude, I did not know how to react to Syzan. I didn't know its effect could go swap forever, and I was like, oh my gosh, this card is what the heck is this little thing? I forgot about this card, guys. Sometimes I play a lot of other games and I forget Syzan's effect, or just forget like other cards that I haven't seen in a while. I'm sure that happens to some of you guys. Anyways, we go ahead and summon Stratos, search out the card. Yeah, like I said, the artifact build is probably one of the better builds in this game. The correct play probably would have been to like Sanctum him on like the end phase or something, because I know he's going to activate the fight, and then we would have been good to go. But nonetheless, or even Solemn Striked it, or Sanctum the card again earlier on. But the point is that you guys wanted me to do it, so I deliver. But yeah, we just kept on attacking and making him pay 8 forever, just for funsies. And he only had 300 life points, and we made it real close for him. But anyways, this is a pretty good play. So he activates Trap Stun and Breakthrough skills, so he's going to go ahead and negate Dark Law's effect, and then he can go ahead and go off. So he's going to go ahead and make Bure, he's going to go ahead and bring out Quick, he's going to make the Burrito, special summon Nespachi, and then he's going to be able to move that, draw a card, blow up Bulb, and you can see the guy's going off right now. He's got Scrap Dragon, he's going to go ahead and destroy my Dark Law, because that does cause a lot of problems for a lot of different decks. And then he goes ahead and makes Felgran, and at this point I still have 4 back row. I had Miracle Fusions, I summon I activate this card's effect to get back Stratos. He goes ahead and tries to negate that, so I'll notice that, and then I have Stratos, summon Stratos, activate effect to pop the back row, he Valors it, and I'm like, wow, dude, it's probably a Mirror Force, it's fine, I'll go ahead and attack for game, and then I could have activated Sanctum to keep myself alive. But I know some of you guys are interested in deck profile, regardless of what the deck is. I want to say this was more just for fun, and I tried a lot of different builds. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys like the build that I was playing that I thought was pretty decent. You can definitely add like a warning in here, or you can swap some of the cards. Feel free to swap up. I was playing a lot of different builds, and again guys, this is just like, I would say this is the more meta one, and I'm talking about the GX, like if you're just playing Heroes meta. I'm not talking about other meta. I really did want to try out the King of the Swamp build. We never really got around to that. We had one of these was really bad. Oh, there were a lot that were really bad. We messed around with a lot of different things. Heck, dude, we made Quasar and Madolches using the GX, was it? No, I think we used the Synchro. Oh yeah, it has to be the Synchro. We were using the 5Ds ban list, and we made out Quasar and Madolches. Let me know, guys, if you want to see that. I will definitely give that to you guys. Quasar and Madolches. It's possible. I know it sounds dumb, and it was really dumb because it took us forever. Oh, there's another build that I was playing. I was trying to spam out Dan at first because I thought it was like, oh, you can just spell summon Disc Commander, but we ended up taking Disc Commander out on most of the builds because against the Hero Mirror match, the problem was that like you want to get a first turn Dark Law out. That was kind of like the goal, and like at one point we're playing triple Hero Lives. The build that I liked, guys, was the Artifact one, because Sanctum was at 3 and Moral Attack was also at 3 during the GX ban list. At one point we were playing triple alert. You guys were like, go fast, Sonic. So we played triple alert. I think that's too much though. There's not that many dark targets in heroes. If you play like the Diamond Dude build, I guess you can play multiple with like the D draws and you can go real fast. Again with like disc commanders and stuff. Which can definitely be a thing, but then you gotta play Call of the Haunteds, and like sometimes, again, remember, if you play the GX format, a lot of people are gonna be busting out Dark Law, and that kind of becomes a problem when you D-draw and you have to banish your stuff, so you have to keep that in mind also. I was also thinking about just cards that just dealt with Dark Law. I was thinking, like, if you guys want to like play in this list, I really think that a good card is Chalice. And honestly, you don't really need 3 Stratos. You have multiple, especially if you're playing like the build with Disc Commander because you have Call of the Haunteds anyways. But I really feel like you don't need triple Stratos, even though like we were playing triple Stratos for the most part. Again, it was to entertain you guys. But I feel like Stratos at 2 is like pretty good. Rhoda's at 3, E-Calls at 3. You're gonna open up with Stratos if you really want to. I think the more meta card, again, if you're playing in this format, is Super Poly. This card just it wins games on its own. There was a lot of times where this card was just like activate. It was like attack, activate game, especially in mirror match. But I didn't find those that entertaining. I wanted to show you guys some of the variety and just some of the other obscure things that happened. Like that Secret Village deck that destroyed me. I thought that was a really funny duel. Well, I mean, like, I literally couldn't Yu-Gi-Oh! Because like there's no spellcasters here. They're all warriors, and this one's a fairy. But yeah, and I never drew the Sanctum, and I think I wasn't even playing that build at the time. But one thing that a lot of people were messaging me about, they're like, why don't you put in Bubble Man? Well, the problem with Bubble Man is there's no exceed, so like Bubble Man has very, very small utility. Like, what are you gonna do with it? Just a special summon it and then instantly just use it as material? Which you could do. You could also play Alias and like Gemini Spark. I think Alias and Gemini Spark is a decent combo. It's just a little quick little thing, and it lets you, get rid of stuff. I think it's decent for sure. But I just wanted to go for speed, and I really think that the Mole Attack build is the way to go. I don't think Dark Arm is viable at all. You guys told me to put it in there, so I did it. And again, the Dark Arm is viable definitely if you play the Diamond Dude build, but if you're just playing like the Shadow Mist, it's kind of hard to have 3 in the grave. But to be fair, I will give you guys credit on the BLS. The BLS is definitely good. Like, you have 3 Sanctums, and I also play like a Veiler. But more than likely, you're going to get the effect of like Sanctum once. And like BLS is such a great card. It just deals with problematic stuff like Dark Law quick, as long as you are able to get your stuff in the grave. But I think Dark Arm is technically pretty easy to pull off. The way I see it is that like you go into Shadow Mist, like you special summon it with Hero Lives, or you can play the Goblinberg build and special summon Shadow Mist, or whatever, however you bust out this card, and then you go into straight into Dark Law, and then from there maybe you have like one of these cards, and you go into like the Anki. I recommend playing 2 Ankis. The reason why is because if the other player only plays 1, you can actually really utilize some extra advantage off of that. You can take out a card. I was playing 1 Miracle eventually, but make sure you put in Contrast. Hero Chaos is another great card, but you keep in mind you do want to put in like 1 Wind, 1 Water, and then 1 Earth, just because it's Super Poly, because sometimes you really just need to make that like random card to make it game, and I think it really helps out. At one point we busted out a Great Tornado. We used like my opponent's thing or something like that. Busted out a Great Tornado I think it was against a Monarch player actually. We have he had the card, it was where it's like they can't be destroyed by card effects or targeted. And then he had like a 28 attacker out, and then I halved everything because it doesn't target. And then we were able to finally run over that card. I remember that duel. But just make sure you have, like, if you're running Super Poly, make sure you have like targets for everything, because you never know what your opponent is going to be playing. Like I said, you don't always have to play against them. But I figured I'd just give you guys like a brief rundown of the stuff that I was playing, and you guys can have some fun with it. I don't really think you need Foolish, but if you can Foolish the Shadow Mist, search Stratos to search out like another Shadow Mist or something, it's not bad. Like, I think it was more viable again in like the Destiny Hero build, whereas you can go like Foolish, Disc Commander, and then like Call of the Haunted, draw 2. Like, that's a really like simple little play. It actually ends up being like kind of like a neutral at that point, because you have to activate Foolish, and you are getting 1 card, but you are using a call, but you can get back like other great targets. But yeah, I think it was a really fun format. Let me know, guys, if you guys want to see the Quasar Madolches, and then also if there's any other cool builds in the GX format. But yeah, I want to kind of do all of them. Like, I want to do the Yu-Gi-Oh! Or like original series. I want to do GX, 5Ds, and then we'll mess around with like Zexal and like what's the other one, the Arc. I feel like the Arc one is pretty much like the current ban list anyways, just like all about the pendulums. But yeah, it's kind of cool to see some of this older stuff. But let me know, guys, if you guys want to see anything from the GX era, maybe like a crazy fusion But I was trying to again go for like more of a slightly meta. Like I know some of the stuff it was just made to entertain you guys, but at the same time I want to keep it a little bit competitive. So you can actually win, because like you can probably bust out that Rainbow Neo, so you ain't probably not gonna win because that deck like takes forever to get it out, and you lose to like Dark Wall or something relatively quick. But anyways, that's the using the new GX ban list with triple Stratos, with some replays and like a little brief like rundown of some cards that we were playing, and also like Moral Attack is at 3, so I definitely recommend that. Also, Future Fusion is like such a win hard card, like it's ridiculous how hard you can win with Future Fusion. But anyways, yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on this deck profile or whatever. I feel like it was more just like I want to show you guys some cards in general. But yeah, let me know guys what you think of it, and if we can play any other like builds in the GX era of just random other decks. It doesn't even have to be heroes. Let me know when we can build them, and we'll probably get some more gameplay in the future. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'm signing out.